Toledo Bay's got a lot of things. Fog, cows, and a chicken factory full of secrets. But there's only one spot north of Chiliad where you can zap aliens, grab kitties, and maybe win a stuffed squid with one eye. Pixel Pete's Fun Time Arcade. Founded by a man who loved video games more than his own circulatory system. Pete ran this place through 3 heart attacks and a brief electrical fire. He said, "Take my left arm, just leave the pinball machines." You don't have to drive all the way to the hellhole that is Los Santos just to have degenerate fun. We got the Degenitron right here in Palito. Sticky joysticks, nasty nachos, and not a single IPA in sight. 1986 called, it's all coked up and it wants you back. We got it all. Race and Chase, Street Justice, Space Monkey 3, The Wizard's Ruin, Defender of the Faith, and the lingering scent of defeat and burnt popcorn. Pixel Pete's Fun Time Arcade, off Procopio Drive. No, we did not fix the plumbing. Bring your friends, bring the quarters, and get ready to play, you fucking lizard.
Minister in Minutes. The Supercosmos Church believes that there are too many barriers to spiritual enlightenment and peace. Why spend years in theology seminary or a monastery? This is the internet age. Years of religious study are just a click away. Get ordained now and perform weddings, funerals, get the best parking spaces, comfort horny widows, scare children, cast curses, absolve sins, and make people feel better about their life by quoting from any one of a dozen of hocus-pocus old texts. And get in free to any sporting event you want. Just tell them that you'll pray harder for them to win because you've got a direct line to the deity. Minister in Minutes. Get ordained today. Chet Kavanaugh here for the Atheist Society. Think of how fantastic life was when our early ancestors marched across Europe as the glaciers were melting, foraging in small bands, short, hairy creatures who worshipped the sun and the earth, made beds of reeds, preening each other and mating with close relatives covered in bugs. Think of the first time a primate fashioned a tool and used it on a woman. And here we are today with the most fantastic tool of primates and primordial shit slinging, the internet. Ah, yes, we're much smarter now. And that's evolution, just like in the movies. Join the Atheist Society today.
Hello! My family has been serving Los Santos for years at Simon Ho Korean Noodle House, or as our big sign says, Eseho. People love Eseho. My family is so proud of our Eseho that we want everyone to experience. Our noodles, our portions are huge, and once you get a taste of Eseho, you'll be coming back for more. Find Eseho at 3 locations in Little Seoul. Extra parking is always behind the S-hole.
I know personally I could put Esso in my mouth just about any day of the week.
Man, this authentic asshole is the shit. That's my favorite thing. It reminds me of my hometown of Seoul, South Korea.
Simon Ho Korean Noodle House. When you're hungry, nothing hits the spot like a big bowl of S-hole.
Hungry? Of course you are. Come down to Spit Roasters Meat House in West Vinewood, where the portions are huge, the buns are warm, and you always leave satisfied. At Spit Roasters, we take our meat seriously. Whether you like it slow cooked, flame grilled, or just dripping in sauce, our staff is trained to handle it with care and both hands. Try our famous double stack meat tower. It's thick, it's juicy, and yes, it comes with extra napkins. And if you're feeling adventurous, ask about our backdoor special. It's not on the menu, but our chefs know exactly how to sneak it in. Spit Roasters Meat House. We don't judge your appetite, we just feed it.
Vinewood Public Access.
Vinewood Public Access.
Vinewood Public Access, if you are still knocking about.
I'm Rob Morris, and you're watching Waymo. Waymo's messing up my shot now? God. I'm Rob Morris, this is the real Los Santos, and you're really watching Vinewood Public Access.
Give me Mari.
Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, folks, we're here. I'm queer. Get used to it. It's not changing, okay? It's what it is. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're on Vinewood Public Access. You're tuned in to the #1 fan-created GTA Talk radio station. No debate, no contest. Another might come along, and they shall be imitators. They shall be taters in general. Folks, thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday, February 26th. We are closing out February. We are closing out February 2026, which means we're less than 9 months away from the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm your host, Rob Morris, American screenwriter, TV producer, and GTA super bitch. You know what it is. One love and a big, fat, thick sex sandwich to all of our subscribers, all of our members, and everyone joining us tonight on the stream. We got to give some love. We got to show it up and show it out. We got Blind Fury in the chat. We got our moderator, Blind Fury. Come on, give it up for Blind Fury. And it's hard, you know. I don't want to sell anybody else short, but the truth of the matter is, it's hard to find a bigger fan of Vinewood Public Access than Mr. Blind Fury. So we got to give the love and show him what it is. So everybody, W in the chat for Blind Fury. But we got some other people joining us. Yo, Midnight Vice, YouTube royalty in the chat, baby boys. You know what it is. We also got, is this new? Keyshawn Show? Am I saying that right? Keyshawn Show? Is that right? 8844? Keyshawn Show. Looks like how you say it. I don't know. I'm not wordsmith. I mean, I'm a professional writer, so I guess I kind of am. But you know what? Neither here nor there, everybody. It's neither here nor there. But you know who's here every night, whether he's here or not. And I hope he gets a notification because he seemed to be a little butthurt about last night not getting one. The great and powerful Gambit Arcana, our employee of the month for the next 2 days. Lamar, let him hear it.
Man, fuck this employee of the month shit, man. When there's some shit to be won, goddamn it, I want it. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I'm talking about? I take no prisoners. I go hard doing this shit. Big dog, big nuts. When names is on the motherfucking board, I want to see my name at the top of that motherfucking. Next to it needs to say winner.
He's a winner, and he's got a big, thick, you know what, everybody. Come on, you know what it is. Omar Mendez, 3725. Oh, wait, who are all these new people knocking boots with Vinewood Public Access? My lord. We have got some new pals, some new friends showing up, and we appreciate you being here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Time is flying. GTA 6 is coming in 9 months. Midnight Vice says, good to see ya. Keyshawn Show wants to know, did you miss anything? No, baby boy. We're always gonna be here for you. We've had some great streams, everybody, recently. We've had some really excellent streams going on, and I have to say, I really appreciate everybody dropping by for the gameplay streams. Obviously, sometimes we're doing the chit chat like we're doing tonight. We're getting into topics. We're talking about wish lists and GTA 6 and what's coming and all that kind of stuff. We're doing the proper Grand Theft Auto talk radio vibes. But you know, the truth of the matter is, we've also been doing a lot of fun gameplay, replaying every single GTA game in preparation for Grand Theft Auto 6 is really oh shit. What happened? Is that a Vinewood Public Access mug? Hold on. Oh, man. Rob downstairs just got a little thicker and a little longer just from drinking out of the mug. Yeah, I recommend that you all get yourself one as soon as possible. That's what ASAP stands for. Guys, let's get into it right away. Let's talk about our topics for tonight, because I haven't actually done a proper stream where the subject of the night, the concept at our feet, is the wish list. And I want to go topic by topic, but I was working on a video today that I'm hoping is going to be done after we're done tonight. I'm going to finish it up and I'll put it out tomorrow morning. Going inside Club 11 Miami. You can see footage of it right now on the bottom of your screen. I went inside 919, the real strip club, the real nightclub that's in GTA 6. I went there. I sat my foot in there. I popped my phone out my jacket, covert style, just to get a little classy footage for you. I did this for you, so that you could see what the inside of that spot looks like. You know what I mean? Gambit Arcana, what's up, baby boy? What up? Vinewood Public Access Employee of the Month in the chat. So I was working on this video that is supposed to come out tomorrow for the inside of 11, and I was watching over the footage from my GTA 6 o'clock interview because I used a clip of it, and I was looking at the music segment where James Jarvis, the wonderful and talented James Jarvis, he says, what kind of music do you think is going to be in the game? And we talked about, the classics that are already in the trailer. We talked about the Tom Petty song, Love is a Long Road. We talked about the Pointer Sisters song, Hot Tonight. Is that Hot Together? Hot Together? So we posted this, and I'm going to get to that in just a second, Midnight Vice. I gave those answers of those two songs, and I said it would be great to see some GTA Vice City callbacks, right? Let's get a little Billie Jean. Let's get a little Hall & Oates. Let's get a little throwbacks on the throwback station, so that when you're zipping around the new Vice City, get a little nostalgia wave washing over you from the original game. I can't imagine that's going to be that difficult to accomplish. But then he said, okay, great. There's your throwbacks. And James asked, what about modern songs? And the best thing I came up with was Pitbull, which, first of all, I don't want to beat myself up too much, but how about a Google search, Rob? How about a quick Googs? #1 Miami artists. I had time to prepare for that interview, like several days before I did it. He told me we were doing it. It was scheduled. I could have talked to him about this. I didn't do that. So I felt stupid. I'm working on the video. And of course, if you dig just below the surface, you're going to find Gloria Estefan. There's your throwback artist that's actually relevant, that wasn't in the original game. If you're talking more modern, you got your DJ Khaled, right? You've got your, what's the other one? I was just looking at it earlier and it's already slipped my mind. So Pitbull, Gloria Estefan, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, right? We got Rick Ross. But I left out Flo Rida, like an idiot. What the hell is the matter with me leaving out Flo Rida? And so I want to know, folks, other than just iconic Miami artists, what do you think belongs in this game on the radio as far as the music goes? What do you want to hear? What are you hoping that you're zipping around doing a mission, checking out Vice City, and you run into the new radio station and boom, there's that one track that would just do it for you. What was the Weeknd song? Blinding Lights? Blind Fury's Lights. What was the name of that song that everybody was like, this is definitely going to be in it? A lot of people thought that was going to be a trailer track, which I don't know where that even came from, why they thought that, but they did think that. So I'm not really totally sure about that, but I want to know what you guys think, because I'm going to make an ultimate list and then I'm going to make a video out of it. Midnight Vice, by the way, I wanted to ask, what were your comments about Will Mac Daddy's posts? What do you mean? Which comment? A comment that I made during a stream, a comment that I left on a post or on a video or something like that? Be more specific though, Midnight Vice, and I'm happy to answer that question. Bust the left out flow, Ryda. Shame on you. You want to talk about real shame on Vinewood Public Access? Let's talk about real shame. I didn't know for like 10 years because I wasn't like the biggest fan. I wasn't paying that close of attention, and I'm also an idiot. Flow Ryda, Florida. Florida. Flow Ryda is just Florida with a gap in it. It took me 10 years to pay attention to this, to notice this. And I didn't even crack it on my own. Like it's the Da Vinci Code. I didn't even crack it on my own. I was talking to somebody and they were like, it's Florida, like Florida, Florida. And I was like, I went to college. I have a degree. I don't know. I heard Sav say something about it, so that's why I'm asking. What did he say? Tell me what he said and I'll bring it up. I can tell you my overall take on Will Mac Daddy's like YouTube channel and stuff. First of all, let me be incredibly clear. And I have said this many times, I'll say it again. I have nothing but endless respect for that dude. He's a content machine. And let me make an additional comment because I'm already subscribed to it. He had the genius idea to start publishing copyright-free gameplay footage that he is giving you full permission to borrow and use on your channel from different games. A lot of it's GTA right now. I want to plug the name of the channel and I'm forgetting off the top of my head what it is. I'll look it up. Shit. It's like Daddy Gaming or something like that. I think it's called Daddy Gaming. But yeah, he has a new channel, which you should all go follow, especially if you're creating your own content. You should definitely go follow it. But he's just saying, hey, look, steal this footage, use it, make whatever you want out of it. And that's an incredibly generous thing because capturing in-game footage, and he's very smart too. Here's another compliment for Will Mac Daddy. Not only is he publishing this footage for everyone to use, but he uses kind of specific filters, these like high saturation, kind of glowy, I don't really know exactly what he's doing with it, but really glowy footage that's kind of specific to him. And so even if you use it, it's still going to kind of have a little creative watermark of sorts on it. So that's still helping with his brand and what he's building, which I support completely. I think it's a great idea and just really smart. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Daddy Gameplays. That's what it's called. Daddy Gameplays has got 17 subscribers. By the end of this stream, I want it to have a minimum of 20 subscribers. So go over to Daddy Gameplays, at Daddy Gameplays, and here in the description it says, copyright-free gameplay you can safely use in your videos. I upload high-quality, no-commentary gameplay clips and background footage for YouTubers, streamers, editors, and creators. Free to use with a credit link to this channel. Just obviously you're going to want to credit the channel. But I'm saying, even if someone takes this footage and doesn't credit it, it's going to look like Will Mac Daddy's stuff, which is just smart. Gambit Arcana says, one of the fan-made GTA 6 radio station 2026 Flash FM. Half the vid broadcast was Tony hosting Flashback and had 80s songs. I love that. Oh, is that... I don't know how to say his name because it's just a bunch of consonants. It's like YRXCH, whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. But that creator's great. We're homies. He follows me, I follow him, like since back in the day, because obviously we're both fan-made radio stations. He's music, I'm talk. But I love that dude, and he makes really good mixes. So I appreciate that. And to address what I think you're talking about, Midnight Vice, let me read this real quick. He's such a good dude, and yeah, I was telling him he's awesome for that, but I don't know, Sav said it in a stream, and it sounded like you didn't like his posts or something, but I have no clue, to be honest. Okay, well, if Sav's out there talking talking some kind of negative thing, let me know so I can go watch that clip. That's no good. I didn't say anything negative about him at all. What I was talking about, and I'll clarify this because I'll say it over and over again. I'm not trying to be evasive about what I'm saying. What I said was, and let me make this incredibly clear, okay? Look it down the barrel. Will Mac Daddy, you know I love you. I respect you. We've talked about this before. What Will Mac Daddy does in his content is he puts gameplay, and not always, he makes a lot of different kind of content, but one of the things that he does well, two things I think he does really well, and these are things I can't do, so I'm giving respect for this. First of all, he does like gameplay footage, and then he does news updates, and he like pounds it out. He's like post, which like he posts way more than so many other people. And first of all, if you're trying to build a YouTube channel, volume is so important. Like the more you can create, the better. But he does the like gameplay footage, and he does news updates with a voiceover, and they're not necessarily like correlated, right? Like it's not like he's talking about the thing that the video is, but it's video gameplay footage, and he uses footage that also kind of loops you in psychologically, like you want to see where the car is going and what he's doing, so it's smart. And then he gives you the update. He also posts like every single day, sometimes multiple days. He does posts where he takes the like artwork from GTA 6, right? And he asks a question like, what do you think? He just posted one today that gave me a new piece of information that I didn't have. He said Jason Schreier came out and basically said there was a crypto thing, right? That was a rumor for a long time, is that there would be crypto in GTA 6. Schreier came out and said there was crypto, they scrapped it, which sounds like it took this game so long to make. They followed the wave of, oh, crypto's a big deal, and then crypto kind of went away a little bit, at least for now, and so they pulled that out of the game. It also might have been a complicated feature. Maybe we'll ever figure out what happened with that. But Will Mac Daddy posted about that because he's like a news dude, and he gets people engaged. He asks questions. What do you think? What do you want? This thing hit. What's your opinion on that? What I said was, I can't make that content. If you follow my channel, if you pay attention to the content I make, maybe one of my flaws, like to a fault, is I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not talking shit about making the same kind of thing where you post on a regular basis and it's like, copy the thing, change the text, new question, new engagement. That is smart. I am saying it is a good idea. Just because it is a good idea, though, doesn't mean I can do it. I got ADD. I'm like a pretentious artist. I want to make a new thing every time. And as a result, my channel suffers, my engagement suffers, because if I were to be more consistent with posting stuff like that, it would build my channel quicker. But for me personally, I don't want to keep making that same thing. So that's all we're talking about. No shade at all to Will Mac Daddy or anyone else who makes content like that, because he's not a clickbaiter. He's not a clickbaiter. He talks about real stuff that's really happening. So that's it. We can wrap that up and move on. Let's talk about this music some more. Some songs I'd like to hear in GTA 6 would probably be, let's hear it from Blind Fury. 5, On Melancholy Hill by Gorillaz. Great choice. Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk. Is that Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger? Is that fully Daft Punk? That's not a Kanye song? Is that not the song Stronger by Kanye? I'd have to look that up because I thought it was the same thing. She's So Lovely by Scouting for Girls. I don't know that song. Nice. I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash is a great choice, Blind. That's a great choice. If you guys don't know that song, it's one of the great like folk list songs of all time. It's literally just Johnny Cash naming places that he's played as a musician. And it's that, I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere, man, cross the deserts bare, man, breathe the mountain air, man. Doesn't go with the music that I have. So I should have done this first. I think Kanye used Daft Punk. That totally makes sense, Gambit. You know what? I gotta look up. Know what? Because we're doing it, I gotta look up that Johnny Cash song real quick. I actually heard a parody years ago about weed, where a guy was like, "I smoke every weed, man." Let's look it up because I love the list. That's a good one, dude. I've been everywhere, man. Oh yeah, here it is, dude. Great list. I was toting my pack up the dusty Winnemucca Road. I'm gonna get a freaking... Oh, I can't even look at a... Without overloading my encoder, I look at one website. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Ottawa, Loma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, Ampadilla, I'm a killer. That one is like if you're out in Ambrosia, if you're out in the Grass Rivers, and that song comes on, that's the shit. Good choice on that one, Blind. Let's see, what else we got here? Die with a Smile by Bruno and Gaga. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga have a song? Man, see, that's how much I'm struggling with modern music. So behind it. D-D-D-D-D-D-N-A-Y. What up, dude? 80s station will happen. I'll almost guarantee you there's a throwback 80s station. The thing is, though, with throwbacks, we've always done genre throwback stations and not like a full era station. So for example, you take GTA 5, you've got Los Santos Rock Radio, and that's obviously going to be your throwback rock songs, right? So your classic rock songs, which is that's a great idea. But also you've got The Lowdown, which is a soul flashback. So you've got your Hercules, Aaron Neville, Pam Grier hosts it. That's amazing. That's one of my favorite radio stations. I love The Lowdown. So yeah, it would be cool to see one that's a little bit more like broad, but 80s pop throwback, I think almost absolutely that's going to happen, right? 80s synth with music personally. Yeah, dude, 80s synth would be a great idea. Also, I think it would be great to have like a Radio Mirror Park style that has more of a throwback vibe to it. You know what I mean? Because Radio Mirror Park has a lot of like fun, hipster, like obscure artists, but Radio Mirror Park doesn't have older songs. It's new music. That's kind of the whole point. It would be great to have like obscure throwbacks. I would love to see that. Best by far. What up, brother? Good to have you, sir. Let's get the music back popping up in this bitch since I'm not singing Johnny Cash anymore. Man, this chat is flying. I'm doing my best, dude. I'm doing my best. My love for Evermore, Hillbilly Moon Explosion. It's very old school country sound with the train track drum sound, but it's about a couple that needs one last score to disappear to the rich life. Bro, I mean, that's on the money. That's right on the money. I love the idea of that. If I missed your chat, I apologize. It's like flying. So someone said Michael Jackson. Let's get a lot of Michael Jackson. I totally agree with that as well. Can't have too much Michael Jackson. I don't want to get into some weird shit, but have you guys heard all the news about Michael Jackson that's happened in the last couple of months? Because of the files? I don't even want to say it so I can keep my channel alive. Like a bunch of people are coming out being like, he was protecting the children. We had him wrong the whole time. He was keeping them off the island. I'm like, okay, plot twist. Michael Jackson was saving the kids? Never saw that coming. Let's see. Oh, Yee says, looking handsome, Rob. Oh, you sweet bastard. You keep it to yourself. I'm kidding. Keep it going. What was that? Very good. I think the station will come back because of the strong Cuban influence. Radio Espantoso. That would be great. I mean, I love Latin music, personally. So I loved the idea of Cuban music, Puerto Rican jazz, some Tito Puente, stuff like that would be sick. Like, I think that's like, we're not even negotiating that. That has to happen. Like, lots of Latin music. It's Miami, dude. It's Miami. So you gotta go Latin. Let's see, what else we got here? Did I miss anything else up there? Daft Punk were credited as co-writers due to their work being sampled. Thanks, Gambit. That's helpful. Did not know that. We're talking again about the Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger situation. Big Johnny Gaming. Good. Let's see, what else? I think that, not that I would listen to it. Oh, Gambit. Gambit Arcana does not strike me as a Latin music guy. You do not strike me as a dude who's like, oh, great, Tejano music. I don't think that's your vibe, which is fine. I love it. I love Latin music. Big fan. Omar Mendez wants to know, do I want a fuel system? Should we have the fuel conversation? Well, first of all, I'm going to plug my segment on the 100th episode of GTA 6 O'Clock. I don't know if you follow those guys, but I did talk about this on that show. Here's my thing about fuel. I think it's fine. I think it's a fine concept. I'm not against the idea of fuel fundamentally, but I really think it needs to be like light. We need to go light on that. Okay? What do I mean by light? How do I explain this? Wait, is it stalling as much as it seems to? No, I think it's okay. What do I mean when I say light? I mean that I don't want to constantly refuel my car. Like, I don't want this to be an issue like constantly. Like, I think it should be a mission-based thing. I think it should be a situation where, you know, you have a mission and your car runs out of fuel. Okay, that's never happened before. You know, Michael's car gets shot when he's chasing the boat, and that stalls it out. But fuel, running out of fuel and like stalling out on the side of the road, interesting. But every time in free mode, like constantly jacking cars and they only have like an eighth the tank of gas and then they run out. I just think you have to manage it properly. What I told James Jarvis is, and I stand by this, I think it's far more interesting to have a plain fuel system than a car fuel system. And now some are like, well, why would you have one and not the other? Okay. But if you're gonna do one, put it in the plains so that you can't just endlessly fly a jet around and around and around and around the whole map forever. Like, planes have finite fuel. Helicopters have only so much fuel, and that really changes the dynamic of how much you can use it, what you can do with it, you know? So, yeah, I'm there. Gambit says, refueling story mode, yes. Online, no. And you'll have griefers camping the gas stations. He's totally right. Gambit is right. That's why he's employee of the month. That's just correct. Blind Fury says Shakira, and he's right about that. Best by Far says Gloria Estefan, and he's right about that. She made music with the Miami Sound Machine. You're very right. Also, if you go to South Beach, where we see all over. South Beach is like the main drag, right? Where we see in Vice City. And she has her own street named after her there. I was just there and I saw it. She's like Gloria Estefan Way. And I don't blame it. I mean, Gloria Estefan's iconic Miami. And so many great songs, too. It's not like she has one. Let's see what else. To be controversial like Rockstar, a group from Miami, 2 Live Crew. Good pull, Gambit. Good pull. Yee says Bad Bunny. Yes, I mean, man, Bad Bunny is the moment right now. Maluma and J Balvin exclusive station. Just the 3 of them. I feel like there's a chance, and I'm making this up, but doesn't it feel like Bad Bunny is someone that they would get to host a station? You know what I mean? Like, they would get him to host. I don't know. It seems like he would be a DJ. like in the way they got Kenny Loggins and Pam Grier and those guys. It really seems like he would be, because he was in Happy Gilmore too as the caddy, you know what I mean? Like he's acting a little bit. He's doing a bunch of different stuff. He definitely is the moment right now because of the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be mad about Bad Bunny hosting his own station. That would be cool. Best by Far said, I feel like Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, Trina should be on East Coast Classics type station. They're who you think of in Miami in the 2000s. I think you're right. Shit in my eye. Absolutely. That's a good get. Motomami, yeah, for sure. Rosalia and the Mirror Park guy, whose name I forget. The Mirror Park guy? You're talking about DJ George, who is a hack and a sellout who knows nothing about real radio? DJ George, get out of here. Zan in the chat, what up, S-Ho? What up, S-Ho? Happy to have you, man. That was supposed to be applause. Let's see. Honestly, and if I miss your chat, I apologize, but this chat is flying. Consider a super chat. Hard to miss those. Just saying. Honestly, I think Bad Bunny would 1000% be down to host it. Dude was literally bagging groceries a few years ago, and now he's conquered the whole world already. Perfect side quest for him. You know what I think is amazing? Is all the people who are going to be like DJs on this game who aren't even voicing main characters, but they're going to be main staples of the game, and we don't even know. And they just have to go about their days. They've already recorded, they walked away, it's been a while, and then they're going to show up. I think Theo Von. So I had a post on TikTok that went viral-ish. It was like 300K or something. And dude, everybody was tagging Theo Von on that post. Everybody wants him in that game. I don't think it's a bad idea. Oh, I think Blind Fury said earlier K-pop makes a lot of sense. I think that's right. I think K-pop makes a lot of sense, dude. K-pop is still in the middle of its very big moment. So, respect for that. Pitbull would be a good host. Isn't Worldwide FM already a thing? Am I wrong? Worldwide FM GTA? Yeah, Worldwide FM. Of course. Why am I was tripping. Of course I know that. I questioned it for some reason. Worldwide FM that plays music and jazz. Oh, blowing my encoder opening these web pages. This is why I can't do this. But yeah, absolutely. So we can't have Mr. Worldwide FM, unfortunately. Drewski and Eric Andre being hosts too. Yeah, I'll take Eric Andre. Drewski, I don't get it. And I've seen him on some stuff before, and I don't know. That's me. That's an opinion thing. I'm not talking shit about him. He's fine. I don't talk shit about anybody, dude. I believe in just taste, and people like different things is totally fine. But man, I don't totally get the Drewski thing. But I get the Eric Andre thing. Love the Eric Andre vibe and love him in his show. Hilarious. And Hannibal Buress was already on The Lab, right? No, Flylow. Flylow FM. Hannibal Buress shows up, so that makes sense. Let's see. Which DJ from 5 would you pick to return for 6, if any? DW wants to know. Like what makes sense and what would happen? Man, that's hard to guess. I feel like Rosalia and Motomami does kind of make sense. Like a little bit. That hack DJ George actually makes a fair amount of sense, but I don't know if the Twin Shadow guy would come back. Rockstar agree, what up, dude? Laszlo's not coming back, man. Laszlo's done. Laszlo's out. I think 0% Laszlo in GTA 6. I could be wrong, and maybe just to hook him up or whatever or something, they put him back in. But man, I think Laszlo is doomed to dance in the Los Santos nightclub forever. I think that's his fate, you know? Tom McDonald. Why don't I know who Tom McDonald is? Why is that name not ringing a bell? Tom McDonald? Am I supposed to know who that is? Tom McDonald, his music has been characterized as MAGA rap. I mean, maybe. Is he like funny? He's 37. He's my age, almost exactly my age, from Canada. And he's a former pro wrestler. I've never heard of this guy. Who is this? Daddy's Home. He released a single about Charlie Kirk. Great. Okay, yeah, sure. Debbie Harry for rock. That's a great call. Does MAGA stuff. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but okay. With Gloriana being Georgia, opening up the... Oh, bro, Best by Far just hit it on the head, man. He just hit it on the head. If we go to Gloriana, if we get an Atlanta... And I think Midnight Vice asked earlier about Liberty City because he's trying to tune me up and get me on a rant. You know I already made a damn video about that, boy. Or maybe you don't. You should watch it. But yeah, if Gloriana brings Atlanta into the game, game on. Atlanta's produced some of the greatest music America has ever made. Yeah, let's do Atlanta Hip Hop Station. And you know what? We may not even need to have the city in the game physically to put it in the game canonically, like they do with Carcer City in the past games where you never really see it, but they talk about it on the radio. You could have a whole Atlanta, or whatever they end up calling it. What would they call it? It would be some joke about like Atlanta, Atlantis, Atlantic, Pacifica. I don't know. There's some joke there about Atlanta and turning that into another city. But an Atlanta parody and then hip hop station that comes from that town, even though we don't go to it, would be pretty sick. I'm very into that. Let me catch up on this a little bit. Sounds super familiar, but can't place it. I don't know what you mean, DW. I wouldn't imagine him being at Rockstar. He associates too much with some stuff I don't think the grand majority of players would vibe with. Yeah, no, I get you. The Tom McDonald character, yeah, I agree with that. Charlie Sheen as a DJ. Let's go. Why not? Let's go. I'm into it. Charlie Sheen. Man, Charlie Sheen's funny. Lil Jon would be a great host. I agree with that as well, Bryfar. All political views, I think everybody should be offended in this game. 100% agree. We need MAGA level people. We need the ultra woke, or whatever you want to call it. Some stupid title. Metallica and Slipknot is a good get. My King Elton John in the game. I don't know if Elton John... No, Saturday Night, right? Saturday Night, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Isn't that in GTA 5? Saturday. Yeah, that's in GTA 5. So that makes sense. Someone said Steve Aoki earlier, and Gambit just said it again. EDM station hosted by Steve Aoki. And you know, his sister is in Too Fast, Too Furious, which is like basically a GTA 6 movie. I'm in the middle of my Fast and the Furious watch through, and I couldn't help but notice. Yo, what up, Dom? Domisavpedsensavin. I hope I said that wrong. Hi, Rob. I honestly do think that it'd be above dope. That's a cool way to say that. Above dope. I think it would be above dope too. If Rockstar put a radio station consisting of cover songs and modern versions that were featured in OG Vice City stories. Yeah, I talked about that on GTA 6 as well. I talked about that as well. I think that's a great idea. And we kind of talked about that earlier, like a flashback FM, something like that. Maybe it's too much, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do it anyway, but I'd love to see some of the iconic filming locations if we got Georgia. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Let's see. Yo, Tordai! What's up, baby boy? We appreciate you, brother. Good to have you, man. Yo, we're like, man, Thursday is the night. I don't think I ever want to give up Thursday night as a stream night because, man, people just show up. I don't know what is going on Thursdays, but we appreciate all of you rocking with us. You know what? Let them hear it.
It comes with extra napkins.
You know what it is, folks. Thank you all for rocking with us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Tom McDonald is Canadian. Romanian hot boy. Tordai's in the chat. I would love some Blue Nile on the radio. Blue Nile. Am I supposed to know who that is? Let's get a poll going over here, because I'm very curious. Best music. Let's go best music for GTA 6. And, well, let's say most requested. And we're going to say, okay, so we've had a few options here. Let's go Vice City throwbacks. Let's add EDM / K-pop. I'm going to put them in the same category. Let's go Spanish. Not Spanish. We should go Latin. Call it Latin music. And then we're going to go ATL hip-hop. These are the kind of weird ones that I see in here that I really think are interesting. So everyone drop your vote. If you're just joining us, you're on Vinewood Public Access. We are the #1 fan-created GTA Talk radio station. I am your host, Rob Morris. And we are talking about our wish list for GTA 6. Most specifically, the music. Right now, we are talking music. Jimmy could do a good Laszlo replacement on the radio. I'll take Jimmy DeSanta on the radio. I'll take Jimmy DeSanta on the radio all day. I actually think that's a great way to include him in the new season of this franchise. You know what I mean? That's a great idea, and I hadn't thought of him being in the game like that. Jimmy DeSanta on the radio is a great idea. You have my support. Man, these chats are flying. I'm trying, boys. I'm trying. Tordai wants an oldie station in GTA 6 with 80s music like in Vice City. Absolutely. Bring back VCFM from GTA 4 and Nonstop Pop from 5 and the Vice City radios. Well, they never really bring back the stations except the ones that are in the same place, right? Like some of the San Andreas stations came back for Los Santos because it's the same city. I don't think we're going to see GTA 5 California San Andreas stations in Leonida. I don't think we're going to do that. Everyone, I always end up seeing people say Nonstop Pop. I'm like, that's not how this game franchise works. They don't move them from city to city. We're not going to get the like Vladivostok FM station from Liberty down south. I just don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. Before waking up, I thought of VPA having news headlines at the bottom from GTA 5. What about it? I think I know what you mean, but I'm not totally sure. If I had my way, there would be a Scottish radio station. Is that just bagpipes and tears? What is a Scottish radio station, man? Are we just listening to Sinead O'Connor? What are we supposed to do? I'm just listening to, like, Bono? You know? I don't know. I'm just fucking with you, man. Synth pop, synth wave, dark wave, drum and bass to the list. Well, that's a lot of different things that all kind of sound like they're the same thing. Moving text at the bottom with in-game news like on News TV. Oh, you mean like a scroller? You think my channel should have a scroller at the bottom with like headlines? I like that. Captain Glack did that for his From the Ground teaser, and I thought it was really funny. There's like funny things to read down there. That's not a bad idea. It would take me a little bit of extra effort to like put that together, but I like that idea. I'm almost done with my TV contract in about a month, and once that's the case, I'm gonna have so much more time to make little cool shit like that. I'm looking forward to it. VCFM is from the HD universe and it has Vice City in its name. Come on. No, you're right. You're right. You're right about that in particular. VCFM makes sense, actually. There's going to be like 3 times, 4 times the amount of GTA 5 radio and GTA 6. I mean, yeah, probably. You know, you also have to remind yourself that the GTA 5 OG radio had so much less in it. Like, they added to it over time with iFruit Radio and all the Distill Slip in Los Santos. Like, the original one was tough. I mean, was more limited. Man, I'm trying to keep up with this. Again, if I miss something, just put it back in the chat or, drop $2 and super chat it so I don't miss it. But this stuff is flying. Some of it's Tordai's fault. He's a chatter. What are you going to do? Boy has things to say. Annie Lennox, Louis Capaldi, Paolo Nutini, Lulu, and Amy McDonald and Susan Boyle. I know about half of those, but I'm into it. Rockstar Grease says, how dark does your comedy get? Is that like a philosophical question? Or you mean like on this channel or in my mind or back when I was a stand-up comedian or what? What do you mean by that? Annie Lennox is Scottish? Yes, Annie Lennox is definitely Scottish. I knew that. I'm into it, man. Let's get amongst it. The Scottish station. What iconic people. Annie Lennox. I'm not great at that. Man, I gotta work on my Scottish accent. It is out of practice. What else? Vinewood Public Access. If you could have only one song in the game, what would it be and why? If I could have one song in the game, Gloria Estefan is my first part of my answer. And I'm tied between 2 things. Either We Are Family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. I just love that song. And it's like iconic Gloria Estefan Miami, and it makes me think of the Birdcage. And what was the other one I just had in my head? Damn, I had another one. Another Gloria Estefan song that I was like, that would just be perfect. Damn it. I can't remember what the other one was. I mean, she's got some great ones. Conga. Tordai. You got it, dude. You got it. Yeah. Come on, chicken. I gotta start turning the music down if I'm gonna sing the shit. But Conga. If you don't know Conga by Gloria Estefan, come on, shake your body, baby, do the conga. No, you can't stand this any longer. That is the shit. That song is my shit. I am about it, dude. Conga is, that's my answer. I love We Are Family, but you want my number one song? And could you have guessed that? I mean, look at the colors on your screen right now. This is not, what did you think I was going to say? 2 Live Crew? I like 2 Live Crew, but I got to go Gloria Estefan in this bitch. How's the poll going? Vote in the poll if you haven't already. 12 votes. Vice City Throwbacks is taking the lead. Kevin Hart will more than likely be in GTA. That guy is everywhere. Are you saying that just because it feels like he's everywhere? Is that your reason for it? I'm not saying you're wrong. He might. I love Kevin Hart. We Are Family is Sister Sledge. Is it really? Dude, I think you're... Yeah. Fuck. You're right. It is, sis. That's not even a Gloria Estefan song, dude. I feel so dumb. You're so right. And in my head, I'm thinking about it now. It's like, it doesn't even really sound like her. I think I'm just thinking about The Birdcage, which also has conga in it. And I think of those two songs like in the same soundtrack. It's just like the same thing. You know what I mean? We all know you have insider info about Theo Von being in the game. If he actually was, how do you think he would react? Why would you think I have insider info about that? I don't know anything about that. I'm not fucking with you. I don't know anything about Theo Von being in the game. If he actually was, how do you think he would react? How do I think he would react to being in the game if he is in the game? I'm not really sure how to answer that. But I do think there's a chance he does like the Danny McBride thing from Blaine County Talk Radio. I think there's a huge chance that you drive out to Ambrosia and Theo Von is on the radio doing talk radio. I think it's a good chance of it, only because it just makes so much sense and he's so popular. I know you don't. I meant, how would you react? I would react the way I just did. I would go, yep, that makes sense. 100%. That's my entire reason I feel like Kevin Hart has the best agent in Hollywood. It's not his agent, man. Kevin Hart has the same agent as a lot of other people. It's Kevin. Kevin is a psycho. I kind of worked with Kevin Hart once. I never met him, but I worked on a project back way before he was super famous when I was a baby boy at Comedy Central. I had just started working in TV, and the movie Ride Along with Ice Cube was coming out, and we did a whole promo thing for Comedy Central where Kevin Hart gives people, he's a meter maid, and so he gives people tickets, and we shot like a comedy bit of him dressed like a meter maid going around LA giving people parking tickets and stuff like that, and he was like playing cop for the day. And that dude is like, he's just one of the hardest working people in show business ever. He's really smart about the projects that he picks. His stand-up career was massive, and I don't really think he does much stand-up anymore, but man, I love Kevin Hart. I really do. I even like Mark Normand, who is essentially Kevin Hart. Turn the Beat Around by Estefan is great. That's absolutely true. Someone said YMCA. I love that. Also, another great Gloria Estefan is Get On Your Feet. You know that song? Get on your feet. Get up and make it happen. Get on your feet. That's a great song. I mean, she's just got so many bangers, dude. Paul Revere Ghost, great. I'm down to bring back Donald Love. I think that's a great idea. A lot of people make jokes about him being like the president in this game. I would not have a problem with that. I think that's funny. It's weird too, right? Because Donald Love as a character, like we just replayed GTA 3 and Vice City on the stream, and he's not very Trumpy. Like, he's so clearly inspired by Trump from the 90s, but like they didn't give him a Trumpy voice. They barely gave him a Trumpy, it's not even really a Trumpy haircut. It's, I mean, you know, like Donald Love is not very Donald Trumpy in the 3D universe. It's the name. And like the fact that he's a rich real estate guy who does evil shit, like that's the parody. But it's not like he talks like Donald Trump. He doesn't, and also, yeah, he's based on Trump from like 30 years ago, which is like a totally different person. Like if you go like Donald Trump in Home Alone 2 is not the guy who's president right now. It's a totally different dude. Donald Trump was a Democrat. He was a Democrat in the 90s. That's like the guy. I saw him last year on his stand-up tour. I don't know how he's able to do a million things at once. He's still on tour doing stand-up. I didn't even know that. I love that for him. I was a fan of Kevin Hart's stand-up, especially his early stuff. I'm a Grown Little Man is a great special. So good. I still say all the time, what, you think it's a game? Think it's a game? It's not a game. You think it's a game? And peel your muffin cap back blue. I say that shit all the time. Ricky Martin, Julio Iglesias, and Salinas is great. As a Texas boy who used to live in Corpus Christi, where Selena is from, I got to give my love to Salinas. Miami song, Sound Machine song that was trending on TikTok, Dr. Beat, good. It's not music, but I'd love to see a TV show similar to Ghost Hunters, but it's like obviously a massive please take on it. Massive. I see what you're saying. Oh, piss take with your UK expressions. You know, you guys are always talking about pissing. You guys are always like taking the piss out of things and pissing on things. There's a lot of pissing happening in the UK. We don't do a lot of pissing on things in the US. It's not really one of our expressions. Not that I'm against it, but it always kind of takes me to the side. Grindhouse soundtrack's not a bad idea. Everybody have fun tonight. It would be quite immersive if we had an independent website for dealerships and actual dealership location in Vice City. For instance, they could have a Pegassi dealership. Yeah, I think that is great. I would love to see the dealership concept that they brought to GTA Online expanded upon in Vice City. I think that's a great idea. I think they've always kind of slept on that. Never really did a modern country radio. That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. I mean, there's a lot of that to do, right? You got I'm not up on modern country really, but what, like Luke Bryan and fucking, who's the guy who threw the chair off the roof? Who was that guy? That guy? I don't know. I used to listen to more country when I was a kid because like I said, I'm from Texas, so I grew up in the 90s listening to George Strait, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, all those guys. Morgan Wallen, thank you so much. I definitely grew up on that guy. So those guys, not Morgan Wallen, but the other guys I mentioned. So I'm into modern country being on the radio. For me, that would be the Latin station for Gambit Arcana. The country station, modern country, I would probably not listen to that very much, but I got no problem with it being in the game. I think it's cool. Yee says, I remember you saying you don't really like Kill Tony, but what do you think the odds of him being in the game would be in some capacity if Rogan is? I think it would be weird. I think it would be a surprise if Rogan were in the game. I never got a chance to meet Rogan when I was in Austin. We overlapped because I opened my comedy club and then I closed it, and then he opened his comedy club right after. And I had Tony Hinchcliffe at my club a couple of times, I think. And I did meet Tony and talk to him a few times. I think they make sense to be in the game. I don't have any problem with Tony and Joe being in the game. Or how about, are we not talking about Shane Gillis? What about Shane Gillis, bro? Honestly, I would take Shane Gillis. Boys, if you're listening to this, which you never will, but Tony, Joe, and Theo can take a walk if we can get Shane Gillis. Or how about Bert Kreischer? Let's get Bert Kreischer. Yo, forget all of this. Bert Kreischer is the most iconic Florida comedian right now. His show on Netflix is blowing up. Bert's huge, dude. Let's get Bert in the game. And Bert should be in the game. Like, not just the radio. Bert Kreischer should be in the game somehow. You should be able to go to a Florida comedy club and watch Bert Kreischer do stand-up. I think that makes the most sense out of everybody. Like, you know, Ricky Gervais and Cat Williams from GTA 4. Let's go to a concert of Bert Kreischer taking his shirt off. That's Florida, bro. That's Florida. Strangers and Freaks. Yeah, he'd be a great Strangers and Freaks mission. That would be so fucking funny, dude. Not every car in some dealerships will be for sale. Some cars like Grotti GT500 will be hidden from the game, and you'll need to be invited to purchase them through influence or building car collection. I love that, Dr. Wagala Bushane. Probably saying that wrong, but we appreciate you, brother. One thing about country stations, they usually play all country, not just recent. That's true too. That's actually true. Even modern country stations are going to throw on George Strait, Alan Jackson, like Toby Keith, old stuff. That's a really good point. I thought you're American, must be your name. You thought Blind Fury was American, Tordai? We always talk about how Scottish he is, my guy. The thing of... Yep, good. Shane Gillis would work really well for GTA. Yeah, I agree. Ron Funches would be great. I love me some Ron Funches. He's got a great voice, too. He would be an interesting late-night talk radio host. Can you imagine tuning into a talk radio in the middle of the night and you just hear a voice like this, you know? The other day, me and my autistic son were watching wrestling together, and I said, "Tell me the name of every wrestler." And he did. I mean, I would listen to that. I also just found out with you guys that I can do a Ron Funches impression. That was not that bad. I have never tried to do that before, and I just found out I can do it. I'm really happy about it. Modern country is too modern. It's not classic country like in San Andreas. Yeah, that's true. Do you think Republican Space Rangers or Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force will return? I'll say this. We absolutely need to have more TV. More TV, more movies. More TV, more movies in the game. Enough of this 3 TV shows that loop over and over and over again or whatever. Double it, triple it, quadruple it. I want to be able to go in an apartment in GTA 6 and sit there and watch TV for like 40 minutes before anything repeats. Bare minimum. I think we need way more of that. I love the in-game content. I think it's one of the best things they do. I think more movies. Princess Robot Bubblegum, fine. Sure, anime, Meltdown, all that stuff. Fame or Shame Vice City season would be great. And you could even take it and amp that up. Absolutely support that. We need late night parodies in GTA 6. I'll say this, dude. I'll say this about that. I would love to see them put the radio station to the clock, like mine. If you're just joining us, we are on Vinewood Public Access. This is the #1 fan-created GTA talk radio station, and I don't just mean us right now on this live stream. If for some reason you're watching this channel and you don't know, let's make it abundantly clear. Vinewood Public Access is an in-game talk radio station that is several hours long that will be available at the end of the stream for you to watch. It's available on the channel now. And the difference, the biggest difference between the radio station that I made and the ones that are in the game is mine is set to the clock. So the morning stuff happens in the morning, the night stuff happens in the night, and it's locked to the in-game clock on purpose. None of the radio stations are timed that way in the games. They don't work that way. You could get the segment with Maurice Chavez at night. You could get it in the morning. And the way that they timed out the stations, they couldn't make it like that. You know what I mean? You will get in GTA 5 some time-specific interludes from the DJs. So like if it's morning, DJ George might be like, it's morning, let's go sit in the diner that only serves twats, or whatever that line he says, because he's a hack and a sellout. But that is queued up by the time of day. But it's just that one comment that goes, oh, it's that time of day. My entire 48-minute radio station, there's multiple days, is set to the clock. And I think they should do that. I think they should do that with TV shows, so that there are late night TV shows, like a late night talk. Where's Jimmy Kimmel? Where's Colbert? Where's your late night shows, talk shows? We need to do that. Late night talk shows need to be a thing on the TV. And I would love to see that synced up to the clock. I think that would be awesome. Let's bring this music back up. Sorry. That's a terrible noise. Gotta catch up. Sorry for spam, but the idea was long. Oh, don't even trip, man. Type whatever you need to type. It's basically being invited to buy cars, buying rare cars like a GT set. Oh, you're on the dealer thing still. No, I'm into it, man. That's all good. I'm into it. You have a certain amount of cars in your collection. I like that. With the knockoff PS5 and the trailer, how crazy do you think video game activity could get in the game? I would love to see them jack that up, right? Because traditionally, the video games are all throwback video games, like Degenitron, the stuff in your arcade and online is very, retro. It's all retro gaming. I would love to see them let us play. I mean, it's been 13 years, man. You could have a game in GTA 6 that is like GTA 5 quality. I mean, they showed people making the game even smaller recently with like mods where they're all blocky and stuff. You could find a middle ground. You can play Red Dead Redemption 1 on your phone now. I bet you that they could easily implement a Red Dead 1 style game that's maybe a little bit, or quite a bit smaller in scale, but looks as cool as it does. In GTA 6, Jason sits down and plays Red Dead Redemption. That would be awesome. I don't have any problem with that. I mean, don't give us the same game. I don't want to play an old game in the game. Give me something new, but that's a cool idea. Not mad about that at all. A radio station I would love to hear in real life, and GTA late night with hosts like Venus Flytrap from WKRP. Yeah, it's a good idea. Smooth talking DJ. Parody VPA in GTA 6, I would listen to that. Well, they don't need to parody GTA. They don't need to parody Vinewood Public Access. Vinewood Public Access is a parody already. So, how about just let me write? How about Rockstar? I have over 1,600 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure Rockstar's watching this. Rockstar, just let me make a Vinewood Public Access for Vice City. I will make you the best talk radio. I promise. You don't even have to hook me up with voice talent, okay? First of all, I do a lot of voice talent. I can play like 50 characters. Also, I actually know a lot of successful, talented comedians and actors that I will get on the station as soon as I drop, hey, I'm making it for Rockstar. We're going to have that done skis. So how about we just put Vice City Public Access or the like, or whatever we want to call it, into the game proper. Forget about a parody. Let's just put it in the game. CSI Vice City is a great idea for a show. Love that. Beyond Insemination is one of the best things ever. They could easily make 2 to 3 hour game of Space Rangers. Republican Space Rangers would make a great video game in universe. I support that. Man, that's got my brain moving. That's a good idea. Florida man solves crime with glasses and cool one-liners. Science of Crime Vice City, bring it on TV in 6. It was advertised on the radio in 4. There's a lot of great TV shows and radio programs that have been advertised on the radio or on TV, but we never really see them. Like, was it America's Next Top Hooker? Let's see that. Can we just see that show? Like some of them, the title is just a punchline. I don't know if the show would actually be funny to watch, but let's bring them to life. The meta of Jason or Lucia playing Vice City. That'd be cool. It actually makes sense if you think about it, because it is like a multiverse stream. You know what I mean? That's actually not... That's not the most wild idea I've ever heard. That Jason could play as Tommy Vercetti on his PlayStation. That's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. That would be kind of awesome. Let's catch up on this. Oh, and Gambit Arcana says, and you have us too. You're goddamn right. You know my members would be in the first group of people that I call for that. I've already put a bunch of you fuckers on the radio. Jamie Hexam's been on the radio. Blind Fury did the Scottish Macbeth whiskey ad, which will be in day 3. So we're into it. Of course I'm going to use you guys. If you make VPA for GTA 6, you can't say anything, you go under NDA. Right. Which is how you know it's not happening, because I'm talking about it right now. They could give you a part where you frequently intercept a certain station trying to make it in the radio industry and take over what they have going on for a few seconds. I would love that. While they work to get back on air. I'm into that. I'll do whatever. You were talking about Mirror Park and Vice City. To me, I feel like Mirror Park is a college radio station, so I think they would have one. I would love to see like an FSU, like Florida State University, something like that. That would be great. They do that like a radio station, FSU FM or something. Or I guess it would be LSU. Oh, but you can't really do that because that's Los Santos University too, huh? Would they include the full Vice City story in 6 or just free roam? Well, it's not much of a game to just free roam. Gotta have something. Let's see. Any guy that knows 2-lane blacktop has my vote. Absolutely, brother. When is day 3? Tordai. Man, I want to do. I was just thinking about it earlier today. Yo, you guys want to see something? I don't know if I can even do this. I'm about to break the line here. You want to see something? Let me show you something. I want to, because I want to prove to you that things are real. We're living in real life over here, okay? You ready? Oh, hold on. We're in the studio. You see this? This is day 3. I'm sure you can go back and screenshot some stuff. I got a bunch of different ideas already mapped out. And this isn't concrete, okay? But this is my my map board. That's my map board for day 3. So it's happening. Let's zoom out. That's too much. We don't need that. I don't want you to think I don't have a plan and shit already recorded, because I do. And at one point, I think I showed chat that we have like, I do have like 20 minutes of it. Kevin, you think I'm going to show you Kevin? Kevin's not allowed in this immediate room. He works all the way back behind that door, and I'm not ever letting him in here while we're broadcasting. Not while he performs the way that he does. Upsetting. 2-lane blacktop is great. Someone asked, am I rebranding when we go to the new city? I've answered this before, and let me make this clear, because I always want to lay out how this works. I don't know enough about GTA 6 yet to start planning fan-made content. I talked to Captain Glack about this, and if you haven't listened to that interview, it's on the channel. Go check it out. But I talk I talked to him about, it's like this world is so big and we know so little about it at this point. For me to go in and start making my own thing is like hard to imagine. But yeah, of course I'm going to be making fan-made content in this new universe. I just don't know what it means yet because I don't know how it works. I don't know that I'll call it Vice City Public Access. A lot of people ask that. For me, the storyline I wrote of Tommy Singles comes to Los Santos. He tries to get a job at Radio Mirror Park. He loses the gig to DJ George. Then he goes to the spot at Clinton Ave in Alta where he finds this rundown, basically storage unit, and he converts it to Vinewood Public Access. And it's a public access station. Like, that story that I wrote is so specific to Los Santos and GTA 5 and that whole world. I lived in Los Santos, both in real life and in the game, for years before I got inspired to make that. I drove around, I played all the missions, I did online, I played the shit out of that game. And then my brain was like, Vinewood Public Access, Tommy Singles. So the idea that I would just like pick that up and try to move it to this other world and just assume that that's going to work, that's just not good writing. And I'm a writer, dude. That's first and foremost. I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a creator. And for me, making stuff creatively, it takes time. So I got to live in this world for a little while and then figure out how I'm going to do it. Gator Park Radio is a great idea. Hosting the annual mudding event. Kevin's hanging out on the light with the dunce hat. That's my puppet. I have a puppet. He's in the bad sport lobby right now. That's what that is. Do VCPA like 1 year after GTA 6 is out and you played it 100%. Yeah, like I just need to explore it more and then we'll figure it out. GTA 6 story would do that. Tommy gets fired from VPA for some reason, so he moves from LS to Vice City. Dude, I'm not opposed to taking Tommy Singles out west, but also if you've listened to Vinewood Public Access, if you really listen to the details more than once, Tommy mentions that he's from Leonida originally and has no interest in moving back there. He's from Leonida, he went to college in Liberty City, and then he moved out to Los Santos. That's just what I wrote. So I gotta see. I think it would be more fun to just come up with new characters. One of the things that I really am interested in is a drive time shock jock radio station. If you guys have ever watched Parks and Recreation, is a great example of a comedy version of this. But Crazy Ira and the Douche that are in Pawnee, like, you know, you're on with the Gator and the Lunatic at 7 o'clock in the morning. We just did a bunch of cocaine. Like, doing something like that would be really fun for me. And the guy who plays Blaine Bartleby on my channel for The Bottom Line is one of my oldest friends in the world, Brandon. Doing a show with him that's like drive time radio, that would be fun. That's like the main thing that I'm interested in doing. I don't know what we would call it, but it would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Vice City Vent Line is a good name. I like that. Maddie M4 says, really well put. And I think you got the right idea. Thanks to you. Tommy goes to do a news report in Vice City and he gets stuck in Vice City because of the hurricanes. That's not a bad idea. I think it would be something like that, Tordai. If Tommy ever goes to Leonida or Vice City, it'll be against his will. And if he has to stay at all, it'll be because he doesn't want to and he can't get back. That would be the only way, because the way I've written the character, he doesn't want to be there. So the idea that he would go voluntarily just doesn't make any sense. Tordai, he has already done the story where the station almost got closed down. Yeah, that was the Christmas special. I loved that, dude. I'll be honest with you. The VPA Christmas special that I made with McTannon and Captain Glack and you guys are in it, and my friend Brianna played a character that I wrote for actually somebody else. I loved that special, dude. I really was proud of that. I worked really hard on it. Sav's wife is in it. That was a blast. I can't wait to make more radio. I just have so much on my plate right now between the Vice City, Miami footage videos that I've been putting together and the live streams, and I still have my TV job. And so it's tough to get it all done, but pretty soon this will be my main focus. And if you're a member of the channel, memberships start at like $2.99, friend of Kevin. You can hit that join button down below. There is a members video coming out soon where you guys are going to get a big update on what's coming across the summer. Now, as you know, sometimes I make dates and it doesn't always happen. You know, sometimes we set goals and then they don't happen because, hey, that's just life. But I do have ambitions to do some really big stuff, and pretty soon I'm going to have both the time and the ability to get a lot of really big stuff done, and this channel is going to start cooking a little bit more, so I'm very excited about that. Wayne's World from SNL, that would be fun, like a parody. That would be a great TV show. You go in your apartment and watch a Wayne's World parody. I'm into that. Wayne's World's funny as shit. Mike and Dana killed that. So good. Tinfoil hat host that's paranoid about everything around him. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of Ron Jakowski. They kind of already did that. Like, Ron Jakowski with Trevor is really that tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. And they updated that. Pardon me, they updated that on, I can't remember when it was. I can't remember when they did it, but they did it. Let's see. We got to catch up on this. Fireside Theater. That's not funny. That's sick type of show. I don't know what Fireside Theater is. I feel like conspiracy theory would fit. Yeah, absolutely. Talked about that. Best by Far says, find a place worse than Port Gellhorn, a real rundown city. Tommy has to move back, live with his parents after VPA shuts down. Depression and bordering on anger, doing a radio show in a small market. I like the idea that he's relegated to do a podcast and hates it. Maybe. Yeah, like I said, it would have to be against his will if he did it. Someone had a baby and had to switch out, right? What are you talking about? Who had a baby and had to switch out? Am I late on reading that? What does that mean? Who had a baby? I don't have a baby. I'm not going to have a baby. So, it's not me. Tortoise says, can't wait for GTA 6. Nice. You're all alone in that, buddy. None of us care. GTA 6? Who cares? Oh, Mrs. Candy Morris in the chat. Everybody, big W for Candy Morris. That's my super hot wife. Let her hear it. Throw those W's. It sure does, babe. And I think you know that. It needs to. Sorry, my playback fell behind. You were still talking about the Christmas special on my end. Oh, got you. When you said what? Someone had a baby and had to switch out, right? That wasn't part of the Christmas special. Someone had a baby? Did that happen? I don't think so. That's an idea. Ron showing up in GTA 6. I'm not a big Ron Jakowski fan. It's fine. He's a fine character, but I'm not like, that dude's so funny, we need more of him. I'm good. I'm good on Ron. I'm good on Lester. There's a few of those people that they brought into GTA Online that I'm like, great. Now, if you want to save Wade from the strip club, speaking of strip clubs, and you want to bring Wade to Florida, to Leonida, that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm into that 100%. National Lampoon, X-Files parody. These are great ideas. Big W's, big W's. Big W's for the big D's. The truth is out there. It's like how Laszlo needed the money from his stepdad to get Integrity 2.0 and up and running. Tommy needs his parents to fund his next venture. That's a great idea. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Tommy is very heavily inspired by Laszlo Jones. Laszlo specifically from GTA 3, Chatterbox FM. The first one. The first Laszlo appearance. That is like the primary influence for Vinewood Public Access, for Tommy, is absolutely a thing. Slippin' Jimmy, that's Better Call Saul, right? Slippin' Jimmy? Isn't that what that's from? Cal is like Ron, not like Lester. I agree. Your buddy had to drop out because he had a baby. Oh, yes. Man, who remembered that? Wait. Go back. Who said that? DW8106. Dude. You've been knocking boots with us for a while, dude. That's absolutely right. Yeah. And I'll tell you, too, it's my friend Dave. My friend Dave, I wrote the part for him in the VPA Christmas special, the guy who comes down to VPA to shut down the station. I'm trying to remember the character's name. It's slipping my mind right now. Slippin' Jimmy. But yeah, I wrote it for Dave, who's a tremendously talented actor. He's on Broadway. He used to be in Book of Mormon and a bunch of other things. Incredibly talented dude. I've known him for a very long time. But he had a baby right when I needed him to record it. And so I recast it with my friend Brianna, who is also a very talented actor. She's been on Walking Dead and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Grey's Anatomy and everything else. And she did a great job. She did a really, really great job. No, not Dave Foley. No, I'm not friends with Dave Foley. I wish I was. I think of myself as a kid in the hall, but no. But yeah, Brianna crushed it. Brianna Venskis Vasquez, actually. She absolutely crushed it, which was great. I know a random event parodying National Lampoon Vacation, the movie where they have to take the family to Disneyland in GTA 6, like Wally World in the movie. What do you say? I think if there is a theme park in GTA 6, I don't know if it parodies Disneyland or if it's more of like a Knott's Berry Farms, Universal Studios. I mean, who knows? But I think no theme park is stupid, but I don't think Disneyland is going to be there either. Or sorry, Disney World in this case. I think an abandoned theme park makes the most sense. And that's not my idea. I heard somebody else mention that. Functioning theme park in GTA 6? I don't think so. Abandoned theme park. Old crusty rides. You know, big shootout. I think Zombieland at the end when they have that big shootout in the theme park, the carnival, whatever. Something like that, maybe. I'm just talking about Ron and smuggling. Yeah, but we got Brian, I think, and Cal. Yeah, you could even do the flip where Tommy is doing terrible in life and Kevin has gone to run a massive radio network. I do like the idea of keeping Kevin. I do like the idea of that. I went to the doctor the other day and the nurse's name was Kevin. And I was like, I can't get away from this asshole. This video is great. Good job, babe. Fun watching the recap of our trip. I know, right? What a fun thing to put in the corner. Our trip to Miami. Little recap. Highlight reel. Gatorland will definitely exist, but not Disney World. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's been in the... was it the screenshots, right? The Gatorland stuff. It's the one where Cal and Jason are there, but the TV has Gatorland in the back. I think that's right. All right, folks, we got, let's see, 30 more minutes in the broadcast, so get your ideas in there. Locations also we barely talked about. We've mostly been talking about music, which I love. And now we're talking about VPA, which I love even more. Abandoned closed theme park, you get into and do stunts and collect packages and do rampages. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay. Let's end this poll because I have another one. So let's throw those results in there. Vice City Throwbacks definitely took it. I got an idea for a radio call, Blind Fury says. Well, send it in, bro. Send it on the Discord. I mean, you could tell us here, but also send it in the Discord so I can keep track of it. New poll. Which location do you want more? We've seen license plates for Gloriana and Liberty City. Which would you prefer? Would you prefer to bring back Liberty City or to do a parody of Atlanta? I'm not going to give my comment on this until we get some votes. So I need votes on this before we're going to even do it. Gambit Arcana says, looked it up. There was a Six Flags of Florida, which was in Hollywood, Florida, which was closed since Hurricane Andrew. Huh. I don't think I knew that. When I was a kid and I lived outside of Dallas, I lived right down the street from Six Flags. And we used to go all summer long. And it was across the street from a water park that was called Wet n Wild. But they later changed it to Hurricane Harbor. And I seriously doubt that they called the one in Florida that, because it's far more likely to have hurricanes actually destroy it, which apparently it did. Just too bad. Hurricane Andrew was a long time ago. Wasn't it? Like 20 years ago or something? When was Hurricane Andrew? Blind Fury, you want to tell us about the radio call or not? You can put it on Discord, but you can also tell us here. VPA for Valentine's Day, when? Man, 92. It was almost 40 years ago. That's crazy. Man, I wanted to do Valentine's Day and I just didn't get it done in time, but I may still do it. I may still do it because I was really excited about it. And then they basically put it in the game. Yo, GTA Online, they put the cheater random event in. That's like very close to what my idea was for Valentine's Day. I couldn't believe it. I keep writing stuff for VPA and then GTA Online like puts it in the game. Like I put the Waymo shot in my intro and then boom, the No Ways showed up like a month later. I wrote a whole thing about Michael DeSanta. Boom, he showed back up in the game. It's been surreal how many things I keep guessing. Liberty City's ahead, but we've only got 6 votes. Oh, 7 votes and still ahead. Cast your votes in the chat for the poll. We go to Gloriana, Atlanta. We go to Liberty City, Liberty. What do you think? Blind Fury says, my idea for a call would be some sort of topic Tommy is talking about and someone calls in and just orders food. That's not a bad idea. It's kind of the opposite of the Radio Mirror Park thing. You know what I mean? Like when Tommy gets the call from Jerry from Radio Mirror Park and he's like, what do you want to order? And he's like, I don't want to order anything. You called me. He's like, no, you called me, asshole. That's one of my favorites. In fact, if those who haven't heard it, let's just play that call right now because it's one of my favorite things. We're going to do that in a second. I'd rather have a new location than revisiting Liberty City. So it sounds like you'd rather have Atlanta then, right? Sounds like you're tapped in, or they are. I know, right? It's got to be one of them. It was called Six Flags Atlantis. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let me see if I can get that. Can I make that happen without ruining the show? Let's see. How far into the first day is it? So what's the lore explanation for your live streams? Are they on VPA? Are they separate? Is VPA giving you airtime for your live streams? They're two different universes, my guy. So Vinewood Public Access exists as two things. In the game, right, it is the fictional radio station. So think of it like this. There's the 3D universe, there's the HD universe, and then there's the IRL universe. So they're similar, but a little different. And you're currently watching the IRL universe. And then when you listen to VPA, the channel, the radio station, that's the HD universe. How do you like that explanation? Do I think they'll bring back peyote plants? Yeah, I think they'll do something different, though. I don't think they'll use the same gimmick as peyote, but I think that hallucination thing, yeah, for sure. That'll definitely happen. That'll definitely happen. But we are going to have Tim Malcolm, who is a dear friend of mine and on Vinewood Public Access, back on the channel soon. So I think let's play that segment for anybody who happens to be watching who hasn't already seen it, because I want to make sure everybody knows about the radio station. So let's take a look at that real quick. We'll take a quick break, listen to this radio segment, and we'll be right back.
And get in free to any sporting event you want. Just tell them that you'll pray harder for them to win because you've got a direct line to the deity. Minister in minutes. Get ordained today.
We are back on Vinewood Public Access. You know how we do it. We get down, we get dirty, and we show you the best parts of Vinewood. Looks like we've got a caller on the line. You're on with Tommy Singles. What's scrapping?
Yeah, Sheila, table 2. Yeah, Mirror Park Tavern. This is Jerry. This is Jerry, owner of Mirror Park Tavern. What can I get for you, sir?
I don't get from it. No, I don't have an order to place, man. Yeah, I didn't call you. I think you actually called us. This is a call-in radio show.
The radio? Bro, look at your phone. You called me. My phone rang. I just picked it up. Now I'm on a radio show. What is it, a prank or some shit? I'm running a business. Order.
No, I'm not pranking you. I'm not on here fucking with you. I'm trying to run a radio show. I'm talking to the citizens of Vinewood. We're trying to expose the city over here. I didn't call you at all. You definitely called us, man.
I did not fucking call you, asshole.
Look, I don't have your number. So I'm not sure how you think I called you. And if I had your fucking number, dude, I would lose it.
Listen, someone from your number called me, okay? I run a respectable establishment, you know? I don't have time for whatever fucking game this is.
A game. Respectable establishment, my ass, Jerry. You know, last time I was at Mirror Park Tavern, a guy tried to pay for a round with a sack of weed, 3 arcade tokens, and an HJ.
That's the community spirit, all right? And it sounds to me like you probably need to hit some of that weed because you're a fucking asshole. All right? We're eclectic.
Okay. You know what, Jerry? I've had enough. I swear. I did not fucking call you.
I've had enough.
No,
This is unprofessional. Don't call me again.
Jerry, look.
Well, folks, that was Jerry from Mirror Park Tavern, an unwilling participant in free radio and a man who's apparently too busy with his respectable establishment to get... how does this even happen? Well, did you call him by accident? No. Just be honest. I mean, are you dialing random numbers back there like a bored teenager with their first burner phone? What are you doing?
It wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't you. You didn't do it. Okay, because the only other option is that my phone is haunted by the spirit of ineptitude.
No, it's a technical glitch.
A technical glitch. Sure. Yeah, just like the glitch last week where you accidentally hung up on the mayor. I know you fucking did. Yes, you fucking did. This show is never going to fucking make it anywhere, Kevin. If you can't focus on... Are we still on? Right now? I got up from the mic and you didn't think for a second, oh, maybe I've cut the fucking commercial. God damn you, Kevin. Damn it. Give me it. Just fucking give me it. All right, folks, while Kevin recalibrates his brain and hopefully his career,
let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You never know who might call in next on Vinewood Public Access. Or who Kevin might fucking call.
It comes with extra napkins.
That was a fantastic cacophony of sound for our transition, and I'm all about it. But that was Vinewood Public Access, folks. That was the real radio station, and if you're just joining us, that entire 48-minute day is available to listen to. Also, there's another 48-minute day, plus multiple holiday specials up there cracking on our channel. So if you're ever needing some additional GTA radio, you've got Vinewood Public Access, the #1 fan-created GTA talk radio station of all time. Also, if you take all of the radio that we've made so far, it is longer and eclipses most of the talk radio stations that have been made by Rockstar. Ours are longer. Let's see. Gambit Arcana says the only time we hear Kevin. That's true. It's the only time he actually gets heard because Tommy's so pissed at him that he opens the door. Stop messing up your job and get fired. Stop dialing random numbers, you piece of shit. Who voices Kevin? That's a secret. Can't tell you that. That is the big Da Vinci Code secret of VPA. Who is Kevin? It's a great question. Kevin is Kevin, and he sucks. That's what matters. That's who Kevin is. Fuck Kevin. Met a guy in Miami when I went to visit there on a drawbridge. And I got to talking to him. Turns out he's a restaurateur. Turns out he's from Canada. Turns out he's a really nice guy. And it turns out his name is Kevin. Can you believe that shit? I can't get away from it. Gambit Arcana says it's Mrs. VPA in her lower voice. That is not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess. Yeah, it's just my wife going, oh, it's a technical glitch. Doing her best transition into a different character. I love it. Tortoise says, plot twist, there is no Kevin. It's Tommy's alter ego. Can you imagine that that's the whole bit? Is just Kevin is just the hallucination of Tommy. And he's over here like, hey, did you mess up? No, I didn't. That would be crazy. There is a segment that doesn't have Kevin in it. That's maybe we'll go out on this at the end of the show tonight. But there is a segment where it goes like 2 guests, 2 call-ins, and an ad. I think maybe 2 ads, but there's a bunch of them back to back, and it's just me. It's just me doing different voices. And one of them's a segment where I interview someone and I do both voices, so it's just a conversation with myself. I got too much of a Seth MacFarlane vibe going on over here. Let's see what else. Oh, the do we do Liberty City or do we do Atlanta? Man, Atlanta got more votes than I thought, and I think it's because mostly people are like, I want to see something new, which I totally get. But my vote is Liberty City. I want to go back to Liberty City so bad, dude. I'm just very into that. Blind Fury says, crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, and a rubber room that with rats. The rats made me crazy. I was crazy once. Is that from something? Am I supposed to? Man, am I not getting the reference? I hate not getting the reference. Is that from something? Tortoise says, love your British accent. Which one? I've got quite a few British accents, man. You're talking about Bryce Hardwick, the CEO of CrimSafe Technologies, CrimSafe AI Solutions. That's the guy who talks to Blaine Bartleby about bothering everyone with AI. Oh, That's another thing that I put into VPA that later came out in the game. CrimSafe AI solutions and the idea that they're going to start monitoring everyone and surveilling everyone in town. That's the whole plot of No Way Out from Safe House in the Hills. So I wrote that whole thing in there, dude. And then boom, it came up. It's like an original internet copy pasta, Rob. I don't even know what copy pasta means. I'm too old. I don't know what that is. Copy pasta? Am I supposed to know what that is? I still want at least a Liberty City segment. Don't want to wait till 2040 to see my city in a blockbuster game again. Oh, do you live in New York? DW8106. Do I know you? Are you a person that I know in real life and you're just fucking with me? I feel like there's a chance. People would post it on message boards. You're predicting the future like The Simpsons. Yep, that's going to be the thing. It's going to be hashtag VPA already did it. Yeah, I don't know the copy pasta and I don't know the quote, dude. I'm too old. I'm getting too old for this shit. That's for sure. All right, get your last questions in. Anything else you've got for me? Anything else that you want to ask Mrs. VPA? Whatever you got. We're going to give it like I'll give you like 2 or 3 minutes because then we're gonna go to the radio station. Oh shit! Drop my pen. Scooch. Yeah, I'm very Liberty City, man. I just want to see the 2026 version or 2027 version brought to life. Copy pastas are like long forum message board posts of jokes that don't have context people would post in chains online. So they're like text memes before memes were a thing. The original meme. Random internet spam message you can copy and paste anywhere. I mean, that makes sense. Copy pasta. I got it. I've never heard that term in my whole life. I've never heard that. Sounds kind of annoying, if I'm being totally honest. Quick shout out to our members, man. I just gotta say it. Blind Furies here in the chat. Gambit Arcana, Yee. These people are supporting this station. They're keeping me pumping it out. If you like what we're doing here, at the very least, subscribe and like the channel. But consider that membership. I am constantly adding new things to try to give the membership value. There are 2 tiers of it as of right now. The only difference between those two is like how much support do you want to give the channel? I don't have anything paywalled behind the higher price. If you just want to give the $3 a month or whatever. Yeah, also shout out to the top chatters. Tordai, we love you, buddy. You're the top chatter. No one. Yeah, no one can beat Tordai in the chat department. I had to put the chat delay on the streams just to keep Tordai from like ding. He was like Mr. Spammer in a good way. You know I love you, buddy. Try beating me or replacing me, you can't. Oh, there's only one Tordai, dude. There's only one. We would never think to do it. DW says, LMAO, I am from New York, but I promise we do not know each other. My first exposure to you was, I think, MCT around when Trailer 2 dropped. It would have been later than that. MCT didn't even know I existed until probably August, September. But we've become homies. Man, I gotta shout that dude out. Man, McTannen is the real dude. Like, not everybody necessarily gets down with the kind of content he makes. He's a very specific creator, and that's from him. That's not even me saying that. He said some people just like don't mess with him. I don't know, but MCT 104.5. I call him our sister from another Mr. station. They are our companion station to VPA. He and I have really become buddies. And I appreciate that guy. He's a genuinely good person so far that I've met in this universe. And that can be kind of touch and go. You know, the truth of the matter is like, people who spend time doing YouTube, there's a lot of different people who have decided to make this their thing, specifically in GTA. And, you know, the social skills and the emotional intelligence and stuff is all over the place with people. Some of these people are like, you know, Mr. Boss for the win. It seems like he's never talked to another human person. Sorry, dude. I don't mean to throw shade, but I kind of do. Like, you seem like, I don't know. It seemed like the social skills are a little lower, dude. I don't know. But man, MCT is a sweet man. He's a nice guy. He's nice enough to come on our channel and chat, and we had a great time. So absolutely, Mr. Boss Man F the world. Yeah, that's right. That's what Ned Luke called him, right? I've been playing Assassin's Creed Mirage heavy lately. Haven't played an Assassin's Creed since Odyssey, but I gave it a chance. It's really good. What are your thoughts on the franchise, Rob? That's a good question. I feel like it got too big. I was a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I played the first one. I played the second one. My favorite Assassin's Creed that I've ever played is... what's the one where Ezio's old? After Brotherhood. I guess it was 3? 3? No, it wasn't called 3. Assassin's Creed 3 is the one with Connor that takes place in America. That was a really cool idea. But I liked the Mr. Boss for the win used to be good, then out of nowhere he went clickbait king. Oh, I used to follow him, dude. I used to follow him back in like 10 years ago. He also used to be one of the only people making news videos about GTA at all. That's like, I think honestly, some credit is due for all of us to him, because no one was making content like that. Now a lot of people make their living off of it. Revelations. Yes, dude. Assassin's Creed Revelations with Ezio is one of my favorite games of all time. I really liked that game. I also like the one with the siblings that's in London. I like that game. Syndicate. I like that one. I thought that was a good game. And once they fixed it, the French one, I can't remember the names of these fucking games, but the French one was beautiful. It was really broken and glitchy for a long time, but man, that game was gorgeous. The way you'd like slide over stuff and your little cape would go like for the, you know, once they got it fixed, it was like, man, Unity. Thanks, Bri. Great. I liked that era. And then I played, not when it first came out, but I played the Egypt one. And it's fine, but it was just so big. I felt like I would never see it all. I would never figure it all out. I would never play the whole thing. And then when they released Odyssey, man, I couldn't. I tried, I started, and I was like, I just can't handle that shit. I don't know. Mirage is in Baghdad. It's honestly really reminiscent of the older ones. I heard that. No, Origins is what I'm talking about. Best by far is right. Origins I played. Odyssey was the Greek mythology one. And that's the one where they added Atlantis onto it, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I didn't play the Viking one at all. I haven't played Mirage, but I heard that Mirage kind of was like taking it back to the old school, which I respect. So yeah, I mean, I'm so on Assassin's Creed in general, like these days, but I was always a classic fan. I mean, dude, I love third-person open world. That's the kind of game I just got addicted to and kind of stuck with. The only video games I really play or have played in the last 5 years have been mostly third-person open world. I played Cyberpunk. I beat it. Played Cyberpunk all the way through. And then I also... Pardon me. Almost bedtime. I also play things like City Skylines if I'm really trying to chill and like just shut my brain off. Oh, Black Flag. You hated it? I liked Black Flag with the ships. The boat shit was fun. I liked that. Own them all, finished all but Rogue, Bryfar says. Oh, Tordai says, can you do Italian, Spanish, or French accents? Proper Spanish is hard. I don't know if I actually do I can say España the way that they say it. Myself, if I feel like I always have to do something like that, you know, with España. Like myself, I'm from Madrid, and I like to say España, but I mean I can't like riff and improv in that accent. That's really hard. Italian and French I can't really do without sounding like a cartoon. I can do accents in those from those places, but they're not authentic. Like, if I'm gonna do like an Italian, he's gonna be like Italian American. You know what I mean? I'm gonna end up sounding like Cake Boss. Like, cause I ain't got time for this. You know what I mean? I want to do it authentic with the mozzarella. Like my Italian, you know, it's like an Italian guy from New Jersey. You know, it's like Italian, it's something like that. And then with French, it's the same thing. My French accent just sounds like Sacha Baron Cohen from Talladega Nights. Oh, Ricky, Bobby, you all the best racing car driver and everything for me. Welcome to Vinewood Public Access. Get yourself a mug, put some tea in your mug, and that will be the thing that we do when I am in France. I have been a fat person in my life, but currently I am a skinny person. Yeah, it just I don't know. It's a cartoon. It's not, French people don't really sound like that. Like, I sound like someone making fun of them. Oh yeah, Gambit tag team back again. Oh, you heard me say taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool who's so cool. Is that what you mean? You knew I knew that much of that shit? Come on. I could do half that song. Black Flag is not bad. I agree, though, with Best by Far. It is like another game. Can I do Super Mario? Let's find out. It's me, Mario. I feel like I have to be up here, right? Woohoo! It's hard not to turn that guy into Mickey Mouse. Uh-huh. I've got a pretty good Mickey Mouse. I can be Mickey Mouse for a while. But again, my Mickey Mouse sounds a lot like Mickey Mouse from South Park. Uh-huh. Don't make me bitch slap you, Goofy. Now, gosh, I can do Goofy. I can do Goofy pretty well, Maxie. See? You guys don't even know. I can do like fucking 100 different voices. I'm like Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Sounds like a gay waiter. Which one? Was that Spanish or French? I feel like, are you just saying my normal voice sounds like a gay waiter? I mean, you're not totally wrong. Far Cry Primal was a cool game. I've never really played a lot of the Far Cries. I feel like I played 3 or 4. Didn't really get into that. Yeah, no, dude, my Goofy is goated. It is like, I can't, one day I just figured out I could do that. There's an old Drew Carey bit, the comedian, and he used to do a bit where he just read off big dick jokes, like street jokes that are about having a big dick. And I heard those jokes, and I used to go to school and tell big dick jokes as Goofy. So I'd be like, one thing you don't know about me, Maxie, is my dick is so big it's got an elevator and a lobby. You know, I would just go to school and like do big dick jokes as Goofy because I'm a psycho. Oh, you said the French guy sounds like a gay waiter. I mean, probably, right? Welcome to the restaurant. If you want, I can get you some possibly risotto, or would you like my asshole? Something like that. Don't know if you are interested in my asshole, but you can have it. It is available for you. I don't know, something like that. feel like a wind-up monkey right now. I'm not really mad about it, though. Someone thought you're gay, too, in Miami. Yeah, no, I do. Well, I'm bisexual. Let me be very clear about that. I always joke that I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. That's not really a joke. I'm actually a bisexual person. What's up? So yeah, people often think I'm gay because they're 50%, they're half right. Adds another layer to the Mickey Mouse divorce therapy joke. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. See, I love Drew Carey, the Drew Carey Show. Have you seen that? You got to see it. Oh, dude, I watched the Drew Carey Show every single week when it was on TV. Krista Miller, who plays Kate on the Drew Carey Show, is married to Bill Lawrence, who is famously the guy who created Spin City, Shrinking, Ted Lasso, what else? Scrubs. And Krista Miller is his wife, and she was on Drew Carey Show, and then she was on Scrubs, and now she's on Shrinking. And Mr. Wick on Drew Carey Show was Craig Ferguson, who went on to host the Craig Ferguson Late Night Show. And Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Because that's the thing. Whose Line Is It Anyway used to be on Wednesday with Drew Carey Show on ABC, and you could watch Drew and Ryan on Whose Line, and then afterwards they would be on the Drew Carey Show. And then if I'm not mistaken, the Norm Macdonald Show used to come on after that, which is, Norm Macdonald is maybe my favorite comedian of all time. I'm a huge Norm Macdonald fan. I think he was the best. Rest in peace. God bless. Oh, and Diedrich Bader. Let's not forget, Diedrich Bader and I went to the same college in North Carolina. We had the same program. Love Diedrich Bader. So funny. Great in Office Space and great on so many things. Diedrich Bader's the man. I would like to meet him at some point. I've met a bunch of people who went to my college who went on to do really cool stuff because of like alumni events and different things like that. Like that's how I met Chris Parnell. And I would love to meet Diedrich Bader because I have a lot of love for him and his work. I think he's super talented. He's so funny. I didn't know Ryan was on 2.5 Men. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Norm Macdonald, dude. The great Norm Macdonald. I used to do a pretty good Norm Macdonald impression. I don't even know if I'm going to do that now because it's not... I don't know. No, I don't know Diedrich Bader. That's what I'm saying. I have not met him, and I don't know him at all. I'm just saying we went to the same college, but we're not the same age, dude. Diedrich Bader's like 15 years older than me or something. We weren't there at the same time. But we did go to the same school in North Carolina, where Yee lives, as a matter of fact, in Winston-Salem. Diedrich Bader went there. Awesome. Can you do a Craig Ferguson impression? I was just watching him earlier today. He was talking to Dan Soder about Evel Knievel. I like the way he used to do that like cheeky thing where he would like get close to camera and then like back up. He's got one of the best Scottish accents. Blind Fury, are you a you're a Craig Ferguson fan? I wonder. Yee, shut the hell up. No, I did not. Tordeye's always being like, did you write Stranger Things? Did you make The Office? Blind Fury, do you really don't know who Craig Ferguson is? Craig Ferguson is a Scottish comedian who used to be on his big blow up he was on the Drew Carey Show. He played the boss, Mr. Wick. Ironically, he was British on the Drew Carey Show, not Scottish, but he is Scottish, and he has a beautiful Scottish accent. And he took over the show that was on after Letterman. So Dave Letterman, who used to host The Late Show before Stephen Colbert, back in the 90s into the 2000s, the show that came on after him, which I don't even know who hosts that now. Is that still on, the show that's on after him? Anyway, but Craig Ferguson took over for Craig Kilborn. Craig Kilborn used to host The Daily Show before Jon Stewart. I could write a fucking book about late night, dude. I am obsessed with late night. I know the whole... I'll take you back to Tom Snyder, motherfuckers, before any of you were even alive, dude. Sorry, Blind. Rob thinks all Scottish people know each other. That's right. That's true. I do think that. Duka Duka, what's up, dude? Have you been here this whole time? I recommend watching an Australian crime series called Mr. In Between. Heard of it, haven't seen it. Heard of it, haven't seen it. Would love to. I came across an interview on WGN with Erica Rhodes. Someone said she's the female Norm Macdonald. Funny as hell in that interview. She's super funny. I do like Erica Rhodes, and I think I know what you're talking about, the interview. I don't know about female Norm Macdonald, but she's really great. I fell in love with Norm because of Weekend Update. When I was a kid watching Saturday Night Live, he was the first Weekend Update host that I was like old enough to watch and remember. And when he got fired for making fun of O.J. Simpson, goated for me forever. And then I loved him on the Norm Macdonald Show, the Norm Show, and everything he's ever done. I love Norm Macdonald. I think he's one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. Duka Duka just got here. Glad you're joining us, buddy. Hey, man, you caught us at the end. I was gonna wrap this up like 10 minutes ago, and we kept yapping. He did an American accent. Ferguson and Conan were the best. No, that show isn't on anymore. Jon Stewart went to The Daily Show. Yeah, Jon Stewart took over for Craig Kilborn. Craig Kilborn went to Late Night. Late Show, Late Night, whatever it's called. And then Craig Ferguson took over for him. Some of the stuff that Craig did on his show with the female guest, surprised he got away with. I love that Craig always acted like he was going to get fired later that night and didn't give a shit. Like, Craig Ferguson would sit with his legs crossed like this. Just like leaned back like this. Like, he just didn't give a fuck. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, who cares? And he always acted like he just didn't give a shit if he got fired. And I thought that was the best. I like Conan, but when Conan hosted his first show, when he hosted Late Night, the show that Seth Meyers has now, after Leno, he always had this energy. Conan always had this energy like, oh no, like if someone said something controversial, he'd be like, I don't want to get canceled. You're going to get us canceled. Like, he always kind of had this vibe like he was afraid to get fired. And I know it's kind of a bit, but I just didn't find that as funny as Craig Ferguson being like, well, you know, go ahead and talk, say whatever you got to say. I don't care. They shut the show off later. Don't care about it. Like, what? Oh, so you're in a movie. Who gives a fuck if you're in a movie, you know? Like, he was so... It's not a great Craig Ferguson, but I did like him. Gotta recommend Mike Tyson Mysteries, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen that. Trevor Noah could never. I didn't hate Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah got a lot of shit. Jon Stewart is also one of my heroes. I have a framed picture of him here somewhere. I've always loved Jon Stewart. I love that he's back at it. But I didn't hate Trevor Noah. I worked at Comedy Central when John quit. So it was a really big deal. I worked there, I think, when Steven and John left. I think they both left like around the same time. And I worked there at the time. It was a really big deal. This guy called me once. I was an assistant. I was fucking nobody at Comedy Central, but I got a phone call once on my like phone at my desk. And it was a guy who had found the number somewhere. And he was like, I need to talk to Jon Stewart. And I was like, what? He was like, this is Comedy Central? I was like, I mean, yeah. And he was like, I'm going to need to talk to Jon Stewart right now. And I was like, you didn't even call the right building, man. He works on in a completely different building in another part of town. I don't have his number. And even if I did, I'm not going to connect you to Jon Stewart because you cold called me. Weirdo. That was one of the weirdest things that ever happened while I worked there. No, I didn't meet Jon Stewart. I never met John. I did go to a taping of The Daily Show trying to see him at least from a distance, and like to sit in the audience and watch that. And when I went, this is crazy, the only time I ever saw The Daily Show live in the studio, John Oliver was the host. There was a summer where Stewart took the summer off to go direct a movie, Rosewater, I think it was called. And for that summer, while he was gone, they gave the show to Oliver before he went to Last Week Tonight. And it was kind of his test run to see if he could do that. And so, yeah, it was John Oliver, and the guest was Linda Cardellini. Ooh, Velma from Scooby-Doo, Freaks and Geeks, Hawkeye's wife, Linda Cardellini. Ooh, so beautiful, so talented. She was the guest. I was almost more excited to see her, but I was overall just disappointed I didn't get to see Stewart. Duka says Gloriana would be a great new state. It's like we have, oh right, we're talking about GTA 6. We got on this whole late night thing. Do you think he should be running for office? I know there's a video of him answering that question, but to me it was vague. I do not think professional comedians should run for political office. I don't think they can't. But, like, I don't think our solution is to take someone who is good at social commentary and give them the job of running the country or anything other than doing social commentary. Like, here, let me break it down for you, okay? I've talked about this on stream before. You guys might have seen in the last, I don't know, what was it, week or so? This kid, James Tallarico. He was supposed to be on Colbert, and they pulled his segment. They said, you got to put it on YouTube. You can't air it, whatever they did. It's like 10 million views on YouTube, by the way. So that guy, James Tallarico, I went to high school with him. He's an old friend of mine. I know Tordai always jokes I know everybody, but this is my point. We grew up together. I sat next to him in chemistry class. We were in plays in the theater department. Like, James Tallarico is one of the oldest friends I've got. And he is supposed to be running the country. He's running for the Senate. I would vote for him to be president. Jimmy is the fucking man. He's the right guy for the job. I'm a comedian. I'm a commentator. That's my job. And you gotta stick to your lane. Jon Stewart should not be president. Colbert should not be president. None of these people should be in elected office running the country. That's not a job for a funny person. Ironically, our president is, whether you like him or not, he can be very funny. But, like, that's not the point. That's not the right vibe. You know what I mean? Like, we should get someone who's good at running a country, not someone who's good at making fun of them. The people who make fun of them, like Jon Stewart and Kimmel and Colbert and Bill Maher and these guys, their job is to make fun of them, and they should stick to that job because they're very good at it. Point made. Judging people based on their entertainment personas is how we got here in the first place. Brother, tell me about it. I've been working in reality TV for 10 years. Who you see on TV, not who they really are. Just not how it works. I don't think that's necessarily the case toward humans are multifaceted, but a grand majority of comedians should probably stay in their lanes. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it doesn't mean they're not allowed to have real opinions or they're not allowed to, Jon Stewart worked really hard famously with the victims of 9/11 to get funding for their health care after the fact. And he went to Congress over and over again, very seriously, to help advocate for these victims of 9/11. And there's nothing wrong with that. Comedians can and should use their platforms if possible to do good things. They don't have to, but they can. And that's great. And I support that. But giving them the job of running the country altogether and run a writing staff, make jokes. That should be your main thing. I'm never ever gonna run for office. Not doing it. I used to think in my late 20s that I might be into that because I was like, I'm a good public speaker. I think I have good ideas. I'm kind of smart, but I was like, it's not my thing, man. I'm here to make GTA content and dick jokes. That's what I do. All right, we're gonna have to wrap it up soon. Have you been on late night TV as a guest? No, I think you think I'm more famous than I am, buddy. Maybe as a mayor. Yeah, maybe as mayor of your mom. I'm not doing that. I don't want to run a country or a city or a state or I don't that sounds like a shitty job. Everyone's always mad at you. Half the people always think you're the worst. Like, wow, I don't want to sign up for that, dude. I'm not interested in that. President Mr. Beast, that's way more likely. That's way more likely. The fact that I can actually see that happening. Yeah, dude. That's way more likely. But I'm really hoping my buddy Jimmy is president. When we were 15 years old, I'm not joking. We used to say when we were kids, this guy should be president. And now he's actually running for the Senate. And it looks like he might win. We'll see. All right, covering up the chat. Don't say anything else. I mean, you can send me money. You know, McTannon's always like, don't send any more super chats. So I can't do McTannon's Brummy accent, but you know what I mean. Feel free to just load me up with money, but I'm not reading anything else. Let's wrap it up, though. I do want to give some love. I absolutely have to. This has been a great stream, dude. A lot of people popping by. We're going to be back at it next week doing the San Andreas streams. We're running through GTA San Andreas. We just started it this week. One of my favorite games of all time. We're going to play that all the way through. That continues on next week. We also will keep up our streams as we always do, talking shit. Please tune in tomorrow for the 11 video. I went inside the 919 strip club nightclub in GTA 6. Made a whole video about it. It should come out tomorrow. And we really appreciate everybody who dropped by the chat. So many homies were here tonight. So thank you so much for coming by. If you just joined us tonight for the first time ever, God bless you. You know what? Let's bring this down. We'll let him hear it one more time. Let him hear it one more time, Kev.
It comes with extra napkins.
We really do appreciate you, man. It's been awesome. And like I said, if you haven't joined the channel, grab yourself $3 out of your pants pocket and join the channel for a month, so you can get in on all this stuff. Our live streams, if you haven't noticed, they do go members only after a few days. So you can watch it live, you can catch up on it the next morning, but if you don't get to it by that time, if you miss it, you miss it. Unless you're a member, then you can watch it whenever you want. Also, I feel like there's one more thing I was going to mention. I mean, that's fucking it. You know, it's Vinewood Public Access. Buy a mug, live your life, do your thing. Let's go out on the radio, as always, the #1 fan-created GTA talk radio station. I'm Rob Morris, American screenwriter, TV producer, and your own personal GTA super bitch. We love you very much, and we will see you on the next one. Join our Discord. Bye.
You're tuned in to Vinewood Public Access. Vinewood Public Access.
Where big-time dreams meet
downtown delusion.
Good morning, everyone. We are into the wee a goddamn nightmare, if I'm being told.
You know what? It works.
Holy shit. Okay. Great. Let's take a break from this free express sheets. Due to a questionable clause in our station's arts funding grant and Kevin's inability to ignore an email, we are required to read ad submissions from local small businesses. These are all sent in by the owners themselves, and I mean that in the worst possible way. All right, Gems Jewelry. Oh, this is right next door. We sell rings, chains, and discreet apology gifts. Got dumped? We got discounts. All of our gold is probably real, and our diamonds are shiny in most lighting. Mention this ad and we'll buff your old engagement ring until it looks like someone might say yes again. There's a guy that sleeps outside that place 6 years before I realized it's the owner. Paradise Sauna. Escape the chaos of Vinewood in our steamy sanctum. Paradise Sauna offers hourly rates, towel rentals, and something called thermic realignment, which might be a typo. Don't ask us what's in the eucalyptus steam. We don't know and legally can't test it. Paradise Sauna, the only spa where you leave sweatier and more confused. This is also right down the street. It says open 24 hours, but I don't think I've ever seen it unshuttered. All right, and finally, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy Happy Shark's fees. Happy Shark payday loans. Need quick cash? We don't check credit, we barely check ID. Our rates are high, but our smiles are higher. Mention this ad and we'll waive your first late fee, probably. These are all over town. Nothing says trustworthy like a cartoon shark smiling and holding a baseball bat. All right. That concludes this round of unsolicited non-sponsorship. If you'd like me to read your ad on the air, email it to Kevin or just scrawl it on a napkin and leave it under the studio door. We'll read almost anything, obviously. All right, folks. Well, it is that time. I have to go pick up my dry cleaning and make sure I still have an apartment. So it is time for The Bottom Line with Blaine Bartleby. Fun fact, his name used to be spelled B-L-A-I-N-E, but he changed it to B-L-Y-N-E so people wouldn't associate him with Blaine County, which is fair, but now it sounds like a cologne for people who gentrify neighborhoods. Anyway, here's the bottom line. Brace yourself for capitalist optimism with no human warmth.
You're listening to The Bottom Line, where capitalism isn't just a system, it's the system. Good day, Los Santos movers and shakers. This is The Bottom Line, where progress is sacred and profits are divine. I'm your ever-enthusiastic host, Blaine Bartleby, here to remind you that in capitalism's game, you're either a player or a pawn, and pawns don't get yachts. Let's dive right in, shall we? Okay, let's talk about ammunition, a shining beacon of liberty and personal empowerment. Critics might say, oh, they profit off violence. But to that I say, freedom isn't free. Where else can an upstanding citizen pick up a grenade launcher and a can of Patriot beer in one trip? Ammunition isn't just a store. It's a corner store of our democracy. But let's dig deeper. Ammunition doesn't just arm individuals. It arms dreams. Think about this. Someone might start as a regular customer buying a pistol for home defense. But within a year, they're the proud owner of an entire arsenal capable of defending a small country. Ammunition makes entrepreneurship possible in an unpredictable world. Especially if that business happens to be independent security services or field negotiations. And to the critics of ammunition, they forget the jobs that ammunition creates. Factory workers, delivery drivers, gun cleaning specialists. Who else out there is doing more to keep the wheels of industry turning? And let's not overlook their philanthropy. Remember the Ammunition Sponsor a Rebel program? Or their limited time offer. Buy a flamethrower, get a free set of survivalist camping gear. If that's not corporate responsibility, nay, corporate generosity, I don't know what is. Ammunition, thank you for your service. Fly US, the airline that truly puts the service in self-service luggage kiosks. I mean, sure, they've had complaints about delays, lost baggage, and incidents involving oxygen masks, but let's focus on the positives. Their innovative pricing model. Can you believe they found a way to charge you for thinking about an upgrade? It's genius. But Fly US isn't just about getting you from point A to point B. It's about the journey. And what an unpredictable journey it is. Don't forget their amazing in-flight experiences like surprise reroutes, turbulence that feels like a theme park ride, and occasional unscheduled landings. Every flight is an adventure. And as a bonus, Fly US is eco-friendly. Not because they use sustainable practices, which, as we all know, are just government handcuffs, but because their delays mean fewer planes in the sky. That's a carbon footprint win, am I right? FlyUS's impact goes beyond the skies. They've created thousands of jobs for luggage recovery specialists, customer service agents who specialize in saying no, and legal teams who handle mid-air scuffle lawsuits. Truly, a company that's always creating opportunities. So next time you're crammed into seat 37B, remember, you're part of something bigger. A profit margin. Ah, the Cola Wars. A battle as old as capitalism itself. On one side, we have Sprunk, the soda of adrenaline-fueled lunatics who think jumping off Vinewood Hills counts as fun. And on the other, E-Cola, the choice of people who are just better. Now, some people want to pick sides, but here at The Bottom Line, we say, why choose? Both brands are masters of marketing manipulation. Sprunk turns sugar water into an extreme lifestyle, while E-Cola, well, they capitalize the C, even though it is the second letter in E-Cola. So you know they are taking the flavor seriously. The real winners? Shareholders. And all of us, of course. That is what makes this country so great. And now, to bring some firepower to the discussion, let's welcome our guest, Randall Tuff, spokesperson for Merriweather Security. Randall, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Blaine. And let me start off by saying I'm a big fan of the show, but Merriweather is not a mercenary group. We are a private security contractor. There's a distinction, a very expensive one at that too.
Of course, Randall. Let's address the critics who claim Merriweather has been involved in, how should I put this, ethically ambiguous activities.
Blaine, Merriweather exists to keep the world a safer place for everyone that can afford it. You are definitely welcome. Whether it's protecting VIPs, enforcing contracts in disputed territories, or just simply applying a little pressure on competitors, everything we do is above board. The more recent track record speaks for itself. Fewer than 50 accidental casualties this quarter, and several of those were, frankly, kind of asking for it.
Remarkable restraint, truly. And what do you say to accusations that Merriweather is just a privatized army for hire?
I'd say those accusations come from people who are just not understanding the modern world or are too broke to realize it. If you want peace, you hire professionals. If you want a predictable outcome, you don't rely on government contracts. You hire us. We offer comprehensive conflict resolution services with optional aerial support. And let's be honest, no one complains about a privatized army when it's their mention that we are defending.
Well said, Randall. And remember, folks, Merriweather isn't just a name. It's a lifestyle. And that lifestyle includes helicopters, armored cars, and hope, peace of mind. Tuff, thank you for your service. That's it for today, loyal listeners. We've covered guns, planes, soda, and mercenaries. A true buffet of capitalism's finest. Remember, whether you're sipping Sprunk, boarding FlyUS, or hiring Merriweather to resolve your disputes, you're contributing to the glorious machine of progress.
You're tuned in to Vinewood Public Access.
Vinewood Public Access. Because, what do you have that's better to do?
You ever have that friend who gets one idea in their head and suddenly it's their whole personality? Well, I got a guy, let's call him Dave, because his name is Dave, who has recently decided he is moving to Vice City. Says it's the place to be. Says everybody's talking about it. Yeah, Dave, you know what else everyone's talking about? Microplastics. Doesn't mean that you should start shoving them in your mouth for breakfast. Look, I don't know where this sudden Vice City hype train came from, but let me tell you something. I grew up in that general area, okay? I willingly left, and I can tell you right now, Los Santos may be a festering, over-policed, smog-choked nightmare, but it is still better than Vice City. Vice City isn't a paradise. It's What happens when you let millionaires build an entire city on swampland and then pretend it's not sinking into oblivion? You ever wonder why people in Vice City party so hard? It's because they have to distract themselves from the fact that they're one bad hurricane away from becoming fish food. Let's talk about the people. You think Los Santos has grifters? Whew! Vice City was built by con artists, man. Everyone's either trying to sell you beachfront property that doesn't exist or convince you that they used to run with some cartel boss who totally, absolutely trusted them. And if you don't fall for the hustle, congratulations, you just got mugged instead. Los Santos, at least we know what we are. We don't pretend to be some neon-soaked paradise while the local economy is one bad real estate deal away from imploding. You want overpriced drinks? Fine. At least here you can get scammed on rooftop bars with a view instead of a rundown nightclub that smells like coconut-scented mold. So, yeah, Dave, move to Vice City. Have fun getting your wallet stolen by a half-naked guy being chased by alligators. Meanwhile, I'll be right here, breathing in the smog, dodging the traffic, and enjoying the one thing Los Santos actually has over Vice: stability.